Okay, let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and soon we're gonna get today. So it looks like we are playing the Reaper. We do start off with a storage coffin and a frying pan with a garlic on sale. So we're definitely gonna take the frying pan and let's go ahead and take the garlic and the big old banana and the healing herbs as well. Now starting off with the stamina stack is also pretty darn decent too. Now I'm still gonna roll though. And I kind of want to sell our stones so we can go ahead and grab a piggy bank for a little bit of extra monies too. Or do you want to keep our stones? You know what, I'm going to sell it and let's take our piggy bank. I want to be super greedy. And yeah, this is going to be our round one. It should be pretty decent. We should be able to deal quite a bit of damage with our frying pan. We should have a good chance to inflict a lot of poison, except our opponent is going to rock a leather armor to resist quite a few debuffs. And they're going to have 45 block. So this could be troublesome because our opponents might only have a stone, but that's so much defenses that we could be in trouble. I say that though, as it's not looking too bad for us. We're just about to break through their armor. They haven't really put any dent in our HP. Because stone is only going to have 1.6 DPS. It's going to be pretty slow to deal that damage. Allowing us to get our block, allowing us to get our bananas heals, and amazing. Really awesome. Now that's a freaking goobert if we do want that. I'm going to take the broom for now. I also want to grab this bit of storage. And I really do want to craft up a shovel right now. I also want to grab the lump of coal. And I do want to roll once more. Now I'm also thinking about grabbing another garlic. We could also grab the whetstone, but I'm going to settle for the garlic for right now. Although this wants to sit up in this position right now, but I also want to use a broom to inflict that small bit more poison. And yeah, I'm going to rock on with this, so we should be able to get potentially a nice buff from our lump of coal. If there's anything other than mana, we should be in a pretty good spot. We got luck increasing our accuracy up to 100%, so overall not too bad, except our opponent is rocking a burning sword to stack up their heats. But yeah, it's not going to be any issue whatsoever. Now we did get Smelly Wall. We could go for a Smelly Wall Poison Reaper type build. It's going to be insanely awesome. It's also going to give more value to our garlics, which, yeah, I'm going to take over the other two options. Power the Moon for crazy max life stacking. We could go for blind stacking builds with a moon armor or moon shields. Or we could take super spacious for more bags. But we're definitely going to take our Smelly Wall. We're definitely going to take our Smelly Wall. We got in our garlic. Let's take more storage. Let's take the wooden sword and a shiny shell. Let's continue to roll. And that is a Pestilence Flask. Definitely going to try to go for big poison stacking build. The next question is, do we want to craft up a Doom Camp, or do we want to craft up a strong Pestilence Flask? Either way, we're going to be taking this Fly Garrick. But is there a way we can actually place it in? Because I'm not sure if there is for right now, unless we place it up top like so. Which I'm also going to be down for. Let's go ahead and grab our Pestilence Flask in the next rounds. We should have quite a bit of block generation with our Smelly Walls, our Garlics, and we should be able to inflict a little bit more poison with our Fly Garrick. And once we get our Shell on them, we should be able to get a tiny bit of heals, and maybe even some power stacking thanks to our Garlics, because we're going to be stacking up quite a bit of block unless our opponent does some crazy damage. But that's a decent bit of poison so far, and amazing. Definitely going to be amazing. Now we got our Shell Totem. And I'm also looking at this customer card, and I kind of want to take it. So you know what, I will take it. Let's roll one more time. And we can trade some regen for potion builds, which I think is definitely going to be worth it. Now, do we craft up this Pestilence Flask, or do we want to go for Serpent Staff? Because we could go Serpent Staff, or we could just go for huge armor stacking dead size. One of the reasons why I did want to take our customer card. But I'm also just going to take our leather bag, and yeah, I'm going to craft up this strong Pestilence Flask. Definitely so. Now we are facing double shovels with a dagger. Slime time for a little bit of heals. Our opponent is going to be healing for quite a bit. They're going to be trying to inflict a lot of blind on us, but as long as we inflict some poison on them, it shouldn't be too bad. As long as we keep stacking up our block, we should potentially be able to stack up a little bit more poison as well. So overall, looking really great. This ranger doesn't stand any chance whatsoever. Hell yeah. Not too bad. That is an armor I do want to take. Set of blueberries we did dig up with a shovel. Let's go ahead and take you. Let's take our storage too. And let's continue to roll. Now it is a bird. We could go for a crow. But if we're going for a big poison explosion, crow is not going to be that great. If we're going for Serpent Staff, it would be straight up fantastic. But yeah, we definitely want our Smelly Wall in this position. I'm not going to take the bird. We're definitely going to rock on with this. So we should be able to get a lot of poison. Especially with our armor now, we resist our own poison infliction with this too. And it should be pretty darn sweet. We should be able to stack up a lot of power with our shell totem, which doesn't really do too much because our shovel is not going to have the DPS we're going to be looking for. We want to be inflicting that poison as much as possible. But once we drop below HP, it should be able to give us that bit of a heal, which is why I did want to take it as well. But opponent is stacking up a lot of power too. They do cleanse a lot of poison with those health pots and with the card as well, so we could be in trouble still. Although we got 6 in power as well, but their spear is going to be doing a lot more damage than our shovel. However, it's looking super close. All we need is that poison chip down. Hell yeah. For a second there, it didn't look too great. Now, we got some really, really great options. We also dug up another fly garg, which is amazing. But we can take our stone skip pot. We can take our stone skip pot, craft up a stone armor. We can keep our stone skip pot and have it target our peasant's flask, or have it the other way around so we can inflict even more poison from the rip. But we can also craft up a vampiric armor too. Let's take our split of storage. Let's make sure we get this in the next runs. And yeah, this is actually looking really, really great. All we need to find is our death scythe. Definitely so. We should be able to speed up our garlics just a bit more. We did move them out so we can try to inflict a little bit more poison with our storage coffin as well. We want to be using up pretty much all the item slots, having an item in every single spare slot. So we have that increased chance to inflict more poison. There's a lot of poison on our opponents. They do cleanse quite a bit with their health pot, especially with their Shelly as well. Now, the good thing about poison is it doesn't actually get targeted by the Shepherd's Crook, which is definitely going to be a huge advantage to us and amazing. However, speaking of amazing, that is a freaking stable recombobulator. One of the best uniques that we could have actually gotten. We're setting up for a pretty strong poison explosion type build, so I'm still going to take this, and you know, I might offer up a shovel along with our shell totem. With the gemstone as well. Definitely want to grab our potion. And we definitely need our corrupted crystal. So we could start offering up 20 gold worth of items. Maybe that could be kind of awesome. We'll see what we're going to get. I did want to keep a custom card to try and help our dead side a little bit earlier. So maybe just want to offer up 16 gold, but our Smelly Wall is going to be in a fantastic spot in this position, which will inflict a lot of poison with it. Yeah, I'm going to rock on with this. We're definitely going to rock on. We're going to offer up all these items. So it should be pretty darn sweet. We do start off with 10 poison, which is amazing. With our vampiric armor, with our garlics, with our stone skip pot. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of poison. A lot of armor, a lot of poison. If our opponent has any way to attack through a block, we're going to be in huge, huge trouble. Now, they do have a magic staff. They're going to be getting a lot of skilling damage, which could be scary. And they do got a good bit of heal, especially with Turbo Shelly going crazy as well. Making it a lot harder for that poison to chip down, because that is going to be quite a bit of heals and just cleansing those debuffs. So we could have a hard time winning out for sure. We also use our shell totem to stack up our health instead of giving us some power, which could be a bit dicey. That's 44 heat on our opponent's side, and yeah, they're starting to deal some damage. They do unfortunately definitely outpace us. It is what it is, but we'll see what we're going to get. A freaking Hawk Rune, so we can inflict a bunch of blinds. We can also resist blind. We can also get some crit damage. We also got a spell called Frostbolt. I thought it was the other one. I thought it was actually the Ice Block, which would have been kind of a smashing with our Ice Flower. Now we do got an option. We can go for Cauldron to upgrade potions, or we could take the Cursed Dagger, inflict a few more debuffs, and give the potions that I'm going to be looking for later on a bunch of crits. I definitely want to take this. And that's well on our way to getting ourselves a sharpened staff if you do want to. Well, I'm definitely going to take our corrupted crystal. Do we take the magic staff? I mean, we can always offer it up after we do craft it up, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to get rid of our spell scroll regrow. Now, there's a couple of things I do want to offer up. I want to get rid of our spell scroll frostbolts. Okay, but I'm going to be offering up 14 gold with our next stable recombobulator. Definitely so. Let's move on. Let's craft up our magic staff, which is kind of crazy. And we'll see. Now, I am using our Hawk Rune in our armor, giving us a chance to resist some blinds. It's not going to be too crazy. But it helps stopping opponents from stacking up those debuffs with that Cursed Dagger. And they have so much daggers. And we just barely survived that, which is madness. And we got a second Hawk Rune of all things. Second Hawk Rune. Let's go ahead and grab this as well. I'm going to take this because it could be an Amulet of Steel. It's an Amulet of Energy, which is kind of smashing. Let's roll again. And that is one item we're definitely going to need to grab. And we also want to grab this armor to go for a dark armor too. Now, the Hawk Runes could be good in our weapons, especially since we're going to be stacking up a lot of crit damage. Now for this runes, I'm thinking about taking even more storage with another potion belts. And I'm thinking about offering up this stuff. Now we probably need some extra mana generation, so we might need to take this set of blueberries as well. But I do like this setup. We're going to be getting rid of our Spell Scroll Grow. We're going to be getting rid of our Chili Pepper, all these items. Yeah, I think so. And what we should do is place this over at this spot and then place it in our Flag Eric. And now let's go. So we could also go for Staff on Healing, which I definitely do not want to go in this position. But it's not looking too bad. We got 27 poison. Our opponent is rocking a chin up to remove all our buffs, but that's not going to matter too much as long as we inflict our poison. And the less buffs we have, the less we scale up their damage. And smashing, we did end up taking out the Berserker with the Anvil. And what we're going to get from this? A big old Busted Blade. A big old Busted Blade is kind of nuts. Now, you know what else is kind of nuts? A full body protection. Now, we'd only have the ability to have one armor, one helmet, one shoes. But it would give even more block to all these items. So I'm going to be taking that. Now, do we want to craft up a dark armor? Dark armor would stop our opponents from stealing or removing those buffs. The vampiric armor is going to be a lot of block in general. So I think what I'm going to do for this round is, we definitely want to grab you. We're also going to sell this too to go ahead and grab this potion. We're going to take our set of blueberries. We're going to take the toad and we're going to take our demonic flask. Now the bad thing is, we do want to craft up our corrupted armor, but we also want to craft these up as well into these strong demonic flasks. So maybe we do not want to grab this. Maybe we want to keep our vampiric armor then. I was going to offer it up. But you know what? Maybe I will keep it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to take our demonic flask and I'm going to take this toad as well. And I do want to offer up just our Busted Blade. Make sure we do not get rid of our skill. It's going to be too good. It's going to be too good to get rid of. We've also got ourselves an axe, which I don't know why I'm still holding on to. I'm going to get rid of it. But we're also going to put our Hawk Runes inside our Busted Blade. And we're still going to offer it up, which is a bit madness. We should be able to get a lot of block. I do still want our Smelly Wall in this position. We should be able to get a lot of block with a full body protection. And yeah, we're going to save our money to grab our Peasant's Flask. But let's get going. And we definitely want to keep our Amulets of Energy. I want to see how we get on. We should be able to stack up a lot of crits on our Busted Blade to deal massive damage. The only problem is we have no Empower to make use of it. But is it going to be good enough? During Battle Rage, make it go faster. That was 121 damage. And kind of crazy. Definitely so. However, our opponents looks like they're definitely going to beat us out, unfortunately. I'm still going to get rid of our Busted Blade as much as I'd love to keep it. And it does give us a doggo with a White Lily's Collar. So we can actually turn this into one of the other if we do want it. But I do like a White Lily's Collar because it will give us accuracy. It's going to give us a regen. It's going to be really, really nice. Let's go ahead and grab you for now. And I'm going to roll. Let's take a bit of storage. We can grab more Flag Erics. But I don't know if I want that either. So I'm going to keep rolling. Now, we definitely need to grab ourselves a helmet. And I want to craft up a stone helmet on top of everything. So, I was thinking about moving on with this for now. So, our Cursed Dagger is going to give crits to our Serpent Staff. Well, once you craft it up, it's going to be Serpent Staff. And we should be able to get crits on our Courage Pup as well. Now, do we want to offer up a Courage Pup? Courage Pup? You know what? Might actually. As crazy as that sounds. Which means I'm going to sell one Flag Eric. And hell yeah, I'm going to be crafting this up into a stone cap. Now, we're going to lose a lot of potions. But I still think it's going to be worth it. Especially once we get a full body protection online. Let's get moving on again. We're going to be offering up definitely not 84 worth of golds, which could be kind of crazy. We should be able to get lots of poison. We should be able to scale up lots of regen. We should be able to get even more crits on our Serpent Staff and deal more damage with our Hawk Runes, which is kind of amazing. Our opponent does have an insane amount of heats, and unfortunately triple heat Gooberts with a Falcon Blade is kind of nuts. But anyway, we got some crazy value. Wait, did we get another Hawk Rune? We got another freaking Hawk Rune. That's 3 Hawk Runes. And we did finally get our Death Sign. I'm going to be definitely taking that. So I'm also looking at this White Lady's Collar. I'm not sure if we do want to keep it in this spot. With no real place to put it, I do like our setup the way it is right now. We should be able to get crazy poison from the get-go with Smelly Wall, and we should be in a pretty good spot. Now, as for a hot rune, we might as well place it inside our dead site. As for what I'm going to offer up, I might offer up our Divine Flask for now. Keeper Stone Helmet. We probably need this in it to get a little bit of stamina for ourselves. Let's take our tiny bit of storage. And this would really, really be awesome in this position, but then we'd lose a lot of crits on our Cursed Dagger being in this spot as well. But we could also just run something like this. We get pretty good value on our White Lily's Collar. We get more crits on everything we do have as well. I do like it quite a bit. Probably want to grab ourselves another Poison Flask. The problem I'm having right now is our Poison Flask isn't inside our dead site in this position, but I still think it's going to be pretty good from here. And we do have quite a bit of block generation. 41 poison off the rip, and our Serpent Staff, as long as we get mana, should definitely be able to scale up our poison stack in by an insane amount. And then once we get enough poison, this is going to pop and deal crazy damage, basically because it's going to have 100% crits. But we want to stack up more Demonic Flasks. That's going to be a huge, huge win con for us, especially since our opponent is stacking up a lot of max life. And that's a big old explosion. But it's not going to be enough, because they have so much max life stacking, which is madness. We actually end up losing again. Wait, what do we get? Okay, Puzzle Bag of Endurance is nuts. Let's grab you, let's go ahead and grab this too, let's roll again. And we'll grab more storage gladly. Let's keep going. Let's sell this little red ruby to keep rolling as well. Now that's another helmet, but unfortunately, if you want to pop this, we can't take it. We can also reduce our opponent's healing with a little chip gemstone. But I'm going to sell this little blue gemstone and I'm going to keep rolling. And we could go for Dark Saber. We could also grab ourselves another Glowing Crown. We can also grab ourselves another Toad if we want to. We could also craft up some Poison Toads, by the way. Which is another thing we could be doing. By using our Fly Garrix is something we could have actually crafted as well. Now I'm also putting our Puzzle Bag of Endurance in here to increase the heal reduction from our opponents. Along with our helmet to keep us taking a lot less damage for a longer time. I'm going to sell a stone and just regret my decision just a little bit, and we're going to move on. But is this going to be good enough? We'll see. Can we take on a Knife to Meet You Spectral Dagger Red Collar type build? That's a lot of poison. We just need our strong Demonic Flasks, and hell yeah. Much, much better than last round. But anyway, I can also grab some green gemstones to inflict a little bit more poison on top of everything. Which means we can take our Box of Riches. I'm going to take it since it is on sale. And is there anything else we want? Not exactly. You, I definitely want to grab. I want to grab because that's going to give us mana from the rip. So unfortunately, I'm going to sell our Box of Riches. It's just going to be that mana from the rip so our Serpent Staff can scale up relatively awesomely. Now, our Stable Rig and Bobbleader is not going to be using up too much, unfortunately. But let's get going once again. Can we win our next rounds? Maybe. We'll see. There's 37 poison on our opponents. They're going to be trying to remove a little bit with their Holy Armour. They also have their own Doom Cap. But it's not looking too bad. We have so much block. That's not going to be close. That's for sure. And amazing. And we actually end up with about a 47 DPS. Being our Poison doing most of the work. Then our Demonic Flask. Then our Serpent Staff. Not doing a whole lot actually. Then our Dead Side Cursed Dagger. In terms of heals, we only got 10 healing per second with 100 health overall. And then in terms of block, we did manage to get about 500 block, being our Vampiric Armour, Stone Skin Pods, Stone Helmet, Full Body Protection, and our Garlics. All adding up. I definitely do think we can move on for sure. And nice, we got ourselves another Garlic. Now, I will be taking you. I will be taking you because I'm going to be offering that up. The shields will be amazing. That's for sure. We could also go for Sun Shields if you had another Flame, which would also be crazy insane. But let's take another set of blueberries. Let's roll. We get our boots. And then we have our full body protection online. But I'm going to roll again. That's everything I ever dreamed of on more. We definitely need both of them. And let's get going once again. Once we get both of them, that's going to be crazy insane. Now we are facing a Dragon Knight. King Gooberts into Card Goobert adventure. That's actually kind of insane. They're going to be getting lots of power. They're going to be getting invulnerability. They're going to get lots of heals. They're going to get lots of damage, but that's a big old explosion. One shot in their opponents. Which is amazing. I mean, their Demonic Flask hit for 160. along with our poison at the exact same time. Pretty much one-shot our opponents. And we're going to get a second one, making it even better. We got ourselves a wooden sword. And we could actually switch to a prismatic sword to inflict those debuffs. But I'm going to sell it. Let's make sure we grab you. Let's go ahead and definitely take you too. Make sure we craft up a second one. But the problem is, yeah, we're going to have to move our cursed dagger around again. Because we really need crits on both of these. So White Lily's collar might have to go as well. But I'm definitely going to take this bit of storage. I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory out once again. So I was thinking about having it set up like so. So you get our crits on our demonic flasks, which should be amazing, especially on our serpent staff. And once we craft this up into a bigger one, it should be amazing. And we also really want to take our unidentified amulet, just in case it is an amulet steel, give us more damage. Smelly Wall, try and inflict that poison as well. It needs to be in this position. And I think we just rock on once again. Now, is this going to be good enough? Maybe. We do start off with 10 mana with our prismatic orb, allowing us to inflict quite a bit of poison with our serpent staff. That's 74 poison on our opponents, and that's just genuine craziness. Just big old potion explosions. He's awesome. And we got ourselves a little wisdom pub for a little bit more blocks attacking. However, let's go ahead and grab you. Amulet Steel. Definitely not an Amulet Steel. Let's take our tiny bit of storage. Let's take our mana orb, and I would have loved to grab a wonky snowman on top. But we'll see. Anything else we can grab? We can grab ourselves another toad if we want to. Let's keep rolling. That's exactly what we want. And maybe I do want to craft up a stone skin boots. Stone skin boots so we can take our next one. This dog will be kind of amazing too. Because it is every 4 seconds gain 10 block. Now you're going to be every 4 seconds gain 8 block. So it's not too much of a difference, to be honest. Which I think is going to be worth it. Now we could also craft up a blue sage's collar, but we don't really have too much luck anyway. We do stack up a little bit of luck with our toad, so we can stack up infinite mana, so we can keep our serpent staff from hitting instead of getting that bit of crits with our White Lily's collar. That's something we actually want instead. Am I crazy for that? Because we're going to be getting a lot of crits from our cursed dagger anyway. Once you do have 100 poison, we're going to have 100% crit chance anyway. So you know what? I'm actually going to craft this up into a blue sage's collar. So yeah, let's rock on with this. We should be able to generate up a little bit more mana for ourselves once you craft this up. I kind of want to sell our 3 garlics to go ahead and grab this stone skip bot. But I also wouldn't mind grabbing ourselves an eye lamp as well. I'm going to take this fanny pack, and I'm just going to speed up our vampiric armor just a little bit more. And yeah, I think we just move on with this. We're playing around to craft, so crafting up a stone skin boots to stop our opponent from being effect damage is going to be kind of nice. But we have 67 poison. It's not going to be 100% crit chance based on that. But once we get 100 poison, it's definitely going to be 100% crits, and our opponent is dealing a lot of damage to us, and we do end up falling short. Not ideal. It is what it is. We got our stone skin boots, we got our blue sage's collar, and let's go ahead and grab another one of these too. Let's keep rolling. Another poison flask if you want it. Let's go ahead and grab you too. Let's keep rolling. Now, do we want the bloody omelet? Not exactly. Literally, one more round would have been smashing. Now, what we can do is we can sell this. We can can grab our storage. We've got a ton of gold. We can speed up our serpent staff just a small bit. We can grab this for a bunch of armor. And we can take another demonic flask for a little bit more chip damage. If you want that as well. Now, our potion stacking has been pretty bad, to be honest. Because we probably want to run our armor into our poison. We probably also want our poison inside our dead side as well. But I'm going to sell our 3 garlics. And we're going to take another demonic flask. Now, if we had one more rounds, I would gladly craft this up into another strong demonic flask to deal insane damage, by the way. But I think this is going to be a final setup. Are we going to want to put our strong peasant flasks inside our dead side? Maybe I'm wrong for not doing it. But I think I'm going to just rock on with this. Yeah, we're just going to be rocking on with this. We should be able to deal insane damage with our demonic flasks. Now, we could have kept some health pots. Health pots would have been really awesome. So once we drop below half HP, we'd actually be able to trigger strong demonic flask. Since we kind of need to drop our opponent below 50% HP, or we almost get murder faced by having to drop below 25% HP. Also, demonic or armor block into demonic flask, yeah, maybe not the greatest either. because we're going to be activating it as a beginning, which I don't think is going to work too great for us. But I will see. Is this going to be good enough? We're going to move on, and we are facing another debuff stacking build, I should say. With snow sticks, with artifact stone dent, we're going to be trying to inflict fatigue. They're going for double snow sticks. And yeah, they're rocking some crows. They're going to be rocking the corrupted armor to prevent us from dealing with those debuffs. But I'm happy we do have our strong demonic flasks. So as long as we can inflict those debuffs on our opponents, and we drop below half HP or 25% HP, our opponent drops below, yeah, we're going to explode him. We should have no problem exploding him. Exactly. So we actually end up with about a 75 DPS. For potion explosion type builds, we definitely could have got way more damage over. Now in terms of heals, we had very little healing. 30 healing per second is actually smashing. Our strong demonic flask give us quite a bit. And on top of it, yeah, we got no max life stacking. But in terms of block, we did manage to get about 503 block with our corrupted crystal inside our armor. We actually managed to get quite a bit of block on top of it. So crafting up these is a double-edged sword because we want crazy damage from these, but we also want some block stacking with the corrupted crystals as well. And we did end up inflicting about 140 poison, 17 per second being our Smelly Wall, Serpent Staff. And we did only end up with 2 lives left, so let's go and see just how much rank points we manage to get. Plus 9, almost ranking us back up to Masters. But yeah, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing, and hope to give a look out for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to be taking on a Burning Blade Obsidian Dragons friendly fire. They're going to be cycling a lot of heats. They're going to be cleansing some poison with their sun armor if they go super fast. There's going to be a lot of poison down from us, but smashing damage. Now, can we take on a dark prismatic sword or ranger type build? Especially with the poison ivy, definitely going to be interesting. They're going to be resisting some of the poison we do inflict with that poison ivy. We're also inflicting those debuffs on us too. Oh no, that's 100 poison, meaning we're going to have 100% crits. Serpent Staff should be dealing some big old damage as well. That's 166 poison on our opponents. And that's a big old explosion, hell yeah. Now can we deal with another debuff stacking build? Dark Saber, Poison Spear, Ice Dragon, a Reaper. Not going to be close.